This is one of my first paintings for the General Conference, Christ the Way of Life. And you have to the left of the cross the Old Testament, to the right is the New Testament. Christ is the center of history. The shadow of the cross extends to Adam and Eve as they've just been expelled from the Garden of Eden. They step into the shadow of the cross, which is the mercy and forgiveness of God. It's like a credit card, as it were. It had not yet been paid for, but Jesus extended this credit to all those in the Old Testament. Says, you are saved, but I'm going to pay for it with my blood.
Wow.
And
Amen.
there he is on the cross, and Mount Sinai behind, and there's a lot of symbolism in here. Then to the right you have baptism by immersion, which represents death, burial, and resurrection to newness of life. The Last Supper, the Holy Supper there with Jesus. And I had a Jewish rabbi help me with this painting. Rabbi from Ronald Reagan's staff. He hated the name of Christ. He hated Christianity. He would rather burn the Bible than touch it.
Really?
But he got hold of a book called Patriarchs and Prophets. He started reading. This is about my people. Who is this Ellen White? What university did she get her doctorate? Where did she learn Hebrew? I said, I met him just at that time. I said, this lady had only a third-grade education. She's only the most prolific female writer in history. She has written more books than any woman in world history. And she never went to a university. She never knew Hebrew. But he said, impossible. This woman's writings are Hebrew. Their sentence structure, their meter, their rhythm, the expressions are as if she wrote in Hebrew.
Wow.
Furthermore, the material written in this book is Mishnaic, which was not translated into English till 30 years ago. When did she live? Oh, she died back in 1915. How did she know this stuff? Nobody but we rabbis know this. He says, I am convinced that this woman was inspired by the same source that inspired the Hebrew prophets. I want to become a Christian.
Wow, isn't that incredible?
He would not have come to Christ by reading the Bible. He came by reading the books of Ellen White. He fell in love with Jesus and the Bible, and I was at his secret baptism in the Bear River just above Sacramento.
Right. One reason is because he really didn't have an interest to read the Bible, but this, he read it and just really, it's
His
amazing.
aunt had been raped in Eastern Europe while a Catholic priest stood over her with a crucifix. Said, this is what you get for killing Christ. So can you imagine how Eastern Jews, as they relate to Eastern Christians, feel about Christians and Christianity?
Wow, incredible.